Stanley Lau, known as Artgerm in the comic book world, is a master digital artist and prolific designer. Prime One Studio continues to collaborate with Stanley due to his consistent demand as a top creator. Stanley Lau returns today to talk about his work on yet another alluring character from comics.
Hello everyone, my name is Stanley Lau, people know me as Artgerm. I'm the co-founder and creative director of Evangelion Studio, Singapore. Nice to be here once again. The range of my work encompasses many different media across many different media outlets. And this time around, I'm extremely excited to have another collaboration with Prime One Studio. Prime One Studio and I would like to reveal a brand new Vampirella statue. Isn't it beautiful? The skilled artist at Prime One referenced my cover art for Vampirella and brought it to life. My cover did not feature a lounge, but this is the part that Prime One Studio added really well. I suppose from the cover, it's possible that she's in a sitting position. And all these added touches to help complete the environment are great additions. This is a statue that looks good from every angle, I have to say. And all these textures of the material make this polyresin statue look like it was made from that particular material. There it is, my Vampirella statue produced by Prime One Studio. I love how it turned out and hope that you will consider getting one for yourself.
Hot from the pages of Dynamite's thrilling monthly comic, Vampirella comes to you from the fantastic mind of Stanley Lau and the impressive artistry of Prime One Studio. Based on Vampirella number 6's famous Artgerm cover, Prime One Studio's Vampirella statue carries on with the theme of Vampy unwinding by herself on a finely appointed chaise adorned with the familiars and accessories of her world. Prime One Studio took the kernel of Artgerm's cover and expanded on the theme to present a full-bodied Vampirella, complete with furniture and environment. It's easy to see that studio sculptures were inspired by Stanley's art. By the intricate delicateness of each of her hair strands, it's stunning in its layered complexity. For instance, her face is textured with small, sublime pores and translucent skin. Being a creature of supernatural origins, she always looks like she's glowing, and Prime One Studio captures this perfectly. They've also captured Vampirella's intense, hypnotic stare as well. Her look, a mix of invitation and subtle warning, sums up how dangerously desirable she is. While Vampirella fights on the side of good, she still needs blood to survive, and Prime One Studio's painters have represented that well. They've also rendered what little clothing she has on, very true to its natural material. You can see each precise stitch, every wrinkle, and a slight leather texture when you look very closely. And look closely, you will. The chaise that Vampirella lounges on supports her relaxed demeanor very well. It features quilted leather, fine wooden carvings, and a large textured throw blanket. A goblet of spilled blood adorns the blanket, while a small rising colony of bats balances her out very well. Encircling Vampirella's fine leather boots are some venomous snakes slithering between a dozen or so human skulls. Vampirella will make a sexy addition to your fan cave when it finally comes out for pre-order. To hear more about Vampy, stay tuned to all Prime 1 Studios social channels for the latest updates.
Hey, hello again. You thought I was finished, but not quite. Hey, do you remember the last time I told you that I was working on a project with Prime 1? Well, now I can finally reveal the completed statue. And I proudly present to you Prime 1 Studio and Stanley Lau's collaborations, the Cyberpunk Harley Quinn. When Prime 1 Studio said that they wanted a unique concept from me, I gave them a few ideas. And then we both agreed that Cyberpunk was the next big thing. So I got to working on the design with the input, and we ended up with a design that we both really like. Harley has a great relationship with duality. It informs her visual representation in every medium she's presented. And in this new world we are creating, Harley not only shows her duality with her colors, but also with the elements of the machinery and humanity. In this world, everyone is augmented with cybernetics. So it only makes sense that one half of Harley's appendages were cyborg, and the other half was human. You now have a very distinct style for faces. I'm happy that the talented artists at Prime 1 really captured that in this statue. They dialed in her edgy Harley attitude. We also wanted to show and update her choice of clothing, and I thought that she should have an impressive style in this cyberpunk future, and Prime 1 Studio really did a great job bringing that to life. I hope you have enjoyed this surprise review. Be sure to look out for this statue and Vampirella one as well, and order them both as soon as you can.
DC Comics remains Prime 1 Studios' most prolific line of statues. The DC Universe offers a deep and diverse well of characters that is hard to beat. Throughout the showcase, we'll reveal many other DC Comics statues amongst all the other properties we'll present. Stay in your seats, because you never know what will come next, but you can't expect it to be a good one. With that in mind, let's all see what's new in the DC Universe of Prime 1 Studio.
In the DC multiverse-spanning epic Dark Knight's Metal, we all found out that not only was there a dark version of the DC multiverse, but that a malevolent force was gathering all evil, corrupted versions of Batman from each universe into a perverted and frightening version of the Justice League, the Dark Knights. Their goal, to help the Bat God Barbados plunge the DC multiverse into permanent darkness. And if you've ever wondered what an evil Batman would look like if he turned into Superman's arch nemesis Doomsday, wonder no more. Prime One Studio proudly presents this terrifying take on the Caped Crusader, the Batman of Earth -1, the Devastator. On Earth 1, Batman was losing his fight with a murderous Superman. Seeing no way out, Batman infected himself with the Doomsday virus and turned into the Bone-Face Destroyer. Prime One Studios artisans really pulled out all the stops with this statue. Just look at it. It is as massive as it is complex. This is not just a simple Doomsday clone. This is Doomsday with the super intelligence, martial arts mastery, and guile of Batman, combined with the super speed, super strength, and durability of Doomsday. And since the Devastator was born out of Bruce Wayne infecting himself with the Doomsday virus, you can see this hulking monstrosity explode out of Batman's uniform as it rips his posable fabric cape to shreds. You'll be able to appreciate all the work the Prime One Studio artists put into this statue as you look over and admire every protrusion of bone, the scrap of fabric, and inch of wrinkled skin this abomination has to offer. His base is a wonder of rocky, alien outcroppings of bone and stone, set into a craggy, weathered gargoyle built out of masonry. And nestled between his feet is the kryptonite spear that proved useless against a marauding man of steel. But that's not all. Accompanying this brutish behemoth is the Bruce Wayne of Earth -1 at the pivotal moments of his battle with a killer Superman. In one version, Batman is clutching the kryptonite spear he thinks will be enough to take down Superman. Swap out a few parts, and in another version, Batman, having infected himself with a modified version of the Doomsday virus, transforms into the Devastator, his last-ditch effort to take Superman down. This is the Dark Knight's metal statue set to go after. A veritable centerpiece for your expanding Dark Knights collection, to be sure. Why not help Barbados spread darkness over the whole DC multiverse and prepare for pre-order? Stay tuned to the official website and sign up to get email notifications from Prime One Studio.
Jorge Jimenez has been collaborating with Prime One Studio for some time now. And through that collaboration, each of his concepts have been more breathtaking than the last. Today, Jorge is back doing what he is clearly a master of. it's only fitting that he should introduce the next reveal in our line of DC Comics statues.
¿Qué pasa, gente? ¿Cómo estamos? Soy Jorge Jimenez, dibujante de DC Comics, de la Liga de la Justicia, de Superman y de Batman. Y quería deciros que aquí estoy otra vez para presentar la próxima estatua con Prime One Studio. Bueno, pues en este caso se trata de Joker otra vez. Pero esta vez es un Joker muy peculiar, ya que va con el traje de Batman. Y no un traje cualquiera, sino el traje de un futuro utópico en el que Gotham era luminosa y feliz. Pero nunca son las cosas como parecen, las cosas se tuercen. Entonces Batman y Joker tuvieron una pelea, una batalla súper épica en la guerra del Joker. Y para mí este traje, este diseño es algo muy especial, que disfruté mucho haciéndolo. Por lo tanto, no puedo esperar para que lo veáis. Bueno, la cosa es que acabo de ver la estatua, el resultado final, con el color. Es que está increíble, es que otra vez lo han vuelto a hacer. Resulta que cada detalle es como yo lo diseñé, pero mejor. O sea, llevado al realismo que siempre Prime One suele dar a sus estatuas. ¿Qué queréis que os diga? A nivel estético, a nivel de anatomía estilizada, a nivel de rasgos faciales de Joker, cómo recrean un poco mi estilo cartoon realista y lo llevan a un límite en el que ya cobra vida. Todo. Pero es que luego el trabajo de color es impecable. El metálico de la armadura, el humo, el efecto de la destrucción que esto tuvo en la guerra del Joker. Sinceramente, si ya lo hicieron bien con Punchline y en el Joker anterior, esta vez es increíble. Pero bueno, no os quito más tiempo. Ya me diréis.
Jorge Jimenez has more than proven his skills in the comic book arena with his run in the Batman comics. His dynamic, manga-inspired style continues to delight and amaze his fans. And to continue Prime One Studios' incredible collaborative partnership with Jorge, they are releasing the next irresistible statue in Jorge's line, the Joker in Batsuit. Appearing in Batman 99, the Joker has further violated both Batman's property and psyche by committing yet another unimaginable act of perversion. The Joker has reanimated Alfred's dead body and steals the future Batsuit that Alfred made for Batman. A future when Batman would be ready to be a brighter symbol of Gotham. However, that bright future is in peril, as the Joker has taken Batman's future suit and despoiled it with his own take on the Caped Crusader's costume. The talented artists at Prime One Studio have delivered another comic-accurate masterpiece. The Joker is at his most colorful in his future Batsuit, replete with bright blues, an eye-catching purple cape. And as his malicious tweaking of the Batsuit shows, the bright red smile over the bat symbol and his trademark ha-ha-has all over the place. The Joker poses with a couple of batarangs he has also corrupted for his own use. Are they Jokerangs now? And as you can see, he is standing on another of Bruce Wayne's nightmare scenarios, a completely trashed and totaled Batmobile. The Joker's malevolent sneer comes in a couple of different versions. He can either be wearing a full helmet, a half-destroyed helmet, or a fully exposed face. Either way, you better beat Batman to the literal punch and pre-order this impressive statue as soon as you can, or Batman is liable to make him disappear. Stay tuned to the official website and sign up to get email notifications from Prime One Studio.
Una cosa más que se me había olvidado. Ya os dije que iba a estar trabajando un tiempo con esta gente de Prime One Studio. Así que después de la estatua de Joker con el traje de Batman, se nos viene la siguiente. Que es Batman con el traje robótico del futuro que utilizamos en el arco de la Liga de la Justicia de la Sexta Dimensión. Ya sabéis, que es súper espectacular, es enorme. Estuvo luchando contra los miembros de la Liga de la Justicia y hasta ahí puedo leer. Pero, ya sabéis, se va a liar muy gorda.
Known as Biohazard in Japan, The Resident Evil franchise has been thrilling survival horror video game fans for decades. In Resident Evil 3, Jill Valentine is in a race against time to find a vaccine for the T-virus and to escape the destruction of Raccoon City through a missile strike by the US government. Prime One Studio creates a thrilling homage to Jill's mission with their newest addition to the Resident Evil series of statues. The 1/4 scale, ultimate premium master line, Resident Evil, Jill Valentine, and Nemesis. In this awesome and gritty statue, Jill Valentine is in mortal peril, pursued by the Umbrella Corporation's premier bioweapon, Nemesis. Prime One Studio sculptors have captured the tense atmosphere and ominous danger of Resident Evil. Jill's seemingly simple outfit is rendered in stunning textural sculpting and intricate detailing. Likewise, Nemesis comes to frightening life in this rendition of the Pursuer, as it is also called. Nemesis's face is revolting and raw. Wrapped in stretched cloth scraps barely passable as clothing, the Pursuer also features an exposed mechanical heart on the outside of its chest, an iconic trait of this fearsome monster. Using the game as solid inspiration, Prime One Studio painters have pushed the envelope on this amazing piece's paint job. They have successfully balanced realism and artistic interpretation to bring about the most compelling visual and environmental effects. The mood of the statue is dictated by the weathering, shading, and highlighting of the piece. Different versions of Jill Valentine and Nemesis will feature many unique and swappable accessories. You will be able to see Nemesis carry the signature rocket launcher or produce a disgusting tentacle out of his hands. Cooler still, another version will feature an infected hound ready to pounce on an unsuspecting Jill. Jill runs down her set of stairs just barely out of reach of an infected zombie. All this while Nemesis bears down on her on his own set of stairs while Raccoon City debris surrounds the area. Do yourself a favor and stay tuned to all the Prime One Studio social channels for the latest updates about Resident Evil 3, Jill Valentine, and Nemesis.
2021年、全世界が見守る中、ゆっくり幕を下ろした少年の物語。同じ時代を過ごした子どもたちは大人になり、それぞれの目指す場所へ旅立っていきました。四半世紀のすべてが神話として昇華されたのです。しかし、完結してなお忘れられない面影があります。綾波レイ、そして四季並みアスカラングレイ。2019年夏のワンフェスでも注目を集めたエヴァンゲリオン新劇場版のヒロインたちを心ゆくまでご覧ください。フェイスラインに沿う青いショートボブ、吸い込まれるような赤い瞳。第一の少女綾波レイといえばこの青と赤を思い出す方も多いはず。このスタチューでもアイコニックな特徴として髪の流れを感じさせる繊細な造形、キャッチライトが光る赤のグラデーション塗装で劇中イメージを損なうことなく表現しています。 そして綾波をチルドレンとらしめるのが体に吸い付く純白のプラグスーツ。艶やかな光沢をたたえた白には淡いパープルの影が落とされ、より立体的に見える工夫が施されています。各部のメカニカルなディテールも細部まで構築。オレンジやグリーンのビタミンカラーとともに全体のアクセントになっています。金髪のロングと青い瞳を持つのが第2の少女こと四季並アスカ・ラングレー。数々のスタチューを手掛けてきたプライムワンスタジオの造形・彩色技術により、ロングヘアが柔らかに広がる瞬間や透明感あふれる青を生み出しました。もちろんプラグスーツも万全の仕上がりです。彼女の勝ち気な性格を象徴するような赤は光の角度により様々な表情に。また赤、オレンジ、ブルー、グリーンといった各色の狭間を走る墨入れも見どころの一つ。一つ一つのディテールを引き立て、スーツの情報量を倍増させました。その精巧な仕事をぜひ間近でご堪能ください。そして2人が座る台座はエントリープラグ内のインテリア。有機的なフォルム、メカニカルなディテール、各部の質感。もはや台座の域を超え、彼女たちと共に主役を担っています。胸元に手をやり、体を預ける綾波。髪をかき上げ、膝を立てるアスカ。それぞれの愛機の姿すら浮かび上がりそうです。神話のミューズとして語り継がれる2人のヒロイン。その美しさ、内に秘めた思いを最高峰の技術でお送りします。
Jason Fabok's name is synonymous with Batman. Indeed, his recent take on the Dark Knight detective is definitive, gritty, and unique. Prime One Studios' collaborative relationship with Jason is as healthy as ever. And as you'll see, it has borne fruit once more in the next amazing statue by Jason Fabok. Let's dive right in.
Hi everyone, my name is Jason Fabok. I'm a comic book artist who's worked for DC Comics over the last 12 years of my career, and I've had opportunities to draw some of the biggest and best comic book characters at DC. Characters that I've loved since I was a kid, like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and The Flash and Swamp Thing, and villains like the Joker and Mr. Freeze and Darkseid. And one villain I've always really liked and always loved to get an opportunity to draw is the Penguin. And a few years ago, Prime One Studio came to me and asked me if I wanted to collaborate on a penguin statue. And this presented a really unique opportunity because it's a character that I think many of us love. but we haven't seen a lot of statues and merchandise and stuff revolving around the penguin. And so originally the idea was, let's just do a cool penguin statue, but it started to morph into something else. And so now not only are you getting a statue of the penguin in all of his glory, but we also have a full Batman statue in there as well. And it's going to be something that when it's on your shelf, it's going to have a lot of presence. It's big, it's huge. The other really neat thing about this statue is the customization. We really wanted to offer the collector the ability to customize the way he wanted the penguin to look. So we have different arms and different heads, and we tried to cover different eras with this penguin, and so that you could choose a more modern look or an older look or something that's reminiscent from film and TV and stuff like that, because the penguin's had so many different looks over the years. And with Batman, it was just, let's just get a really cool Batman pose, him standing over top of the penguin and looking down at him. It's a statue I'm really proud of. I think it turned out just incredibly well. The detail on the jacket and everything is just really cool. So we're really excited to show this off. We teased it a couple showcases ago and people have been asking about it. So today you get your first look at it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the showcase. Bye.
From the mind and talented hands of premier DC Comics artist Jason Fabok comes Batman and the Penguin. Everyone knows that Batman has the most colorful and most prolific rogues gallery out of any superhero out there. And among the top 3, Gotham City business mogul and crime boss Oswald Cobblepot is a constant thorn in Batman's side. The talented sculptors and painters at Prime One Studio enjoyed bringing Jason Fabok's latest statue to astonishing life. They have imbued it with as many real-world textures and as much realistic detailing as they could. Here we see Batman atop a tall Gothic edifice, probably overlooking his beloved Gotham City. He's ready to swoop into action as the Penguin, flanked by his flightless minions, is down below, unaware of the world of hurt that Batman is about to introduce him to. Batman's pose is taut and athletic. His muscles are clearly defined and his intent is clear. Pour over this half of the statue and you will be treated to a multitude of textures and details that Prime One Studio has deemed to pack into it. Look at the leather-like texture of his cowl, the pores on his face amidst his focused scowl. His costume has been appointed with piping, wrinkles, and shading to bring forth the awesome caricature of Batman's iconic uniform. In that posable leather cape, wow. Spend some time posing it to your heart's desire to bring out the most dramatic action that you can. Batman's base is a medley of realistic building materials that make sense in this environment. Concrete, rebar, metal piping, and snow all come together to bring you into the world of Gotham. Look even closer for some cool bat-themed Easter eggs. The Penguin himself looks ready for a night out on the town. Decked out in his top hat, fur-lined leather coat, and one of the many umbrellas in his arsenal, Mr. Cobblepot looks like a man at the top of his game. Prime One Studio has gone to great lengths to make sure the Penguin is dressed to the nines by lining his coat with fur and making everything else in his ensemble look like how it should feel. The thing about the Penguin is that you almost never see him dressed down. He looks fantastic in his bow tie, waistcoat, and gold accoutrements. Surrounded by his blatant display of wealth, The penguin looks sharp on his own rooftop base, adorned with a light dusting of snow, which is telling of which season these famous Gothamites are in. And while they may be impressive on their own display separately, this statue comes into its own when displayed together. Both Batman and the Penguin will come with a number of swappable accessories to enhance your storytelling. Jason Fabok's Batman and the Penguin are sure to be an instant classic. So make a note and look for this set to go on pre-order by staying tuned to the official website and by signing up to get email notifications from Prime One Studio.